I am reading out two passages from the book Life in Indian Monasteries, Reminiscences about Monks of the Ramakrishna Order, authored by Swami Bhaskarananda. The first passage is the effect of bad karma. According to the doctrine of karma, good actions produce good effects, bad actions bad. The effects of some actions immediately come to us. For example, if I put my hand into fire, it will immediately be burnt. In this case, the effect of my action comes back to me immediately. But some actions have late bearing effects. If I sow an apple seed, it will take years for the apple tree to grow and yield fruits. In this case, the effect of my action comes to me much later. The effects of some late bearing actions may not show up until our next incarnation. But the Hindu scriptures say that the effect of atyutkata karma, a hideous or ghastly action, comes back to the doer in this very life. Nobody can escape it. Killing or tormenting a holy person, killing a woman, etc. are examples of atyutkata karma. We had an elderly Swami who was the head of one of our ashramas in West Bengal. The Swami was very gentle in nature, but he was often hassled by a neighbor. The neighbor was very ill-tempered and frequently used minor excuses to verbally abuse the Swami. It was not in the nature of the Swami to quarrel with anybody. In spite of frequent provocations, he always remained unaffected and calm. This made the neighbor all the more abusive. One day, in a fit of violent rage, he came to the elderly Swami and gave him a slap. Such behavior is unthinkable in Indian tradition, but the Swami said or did nothing. He quietly endured the insult. Much later, I had to go to that ashrama in connection with flood relief work being conducted by the monks there. This was my first visit to the ashrama. The elderly Swami was no longer there. He had passed away many years before. I was accommodated in a room on the second floor of the residential building. One day, as I looked out the window of my room, I noticed the courtyard of the neighbor's home. I saw there a very dark complexioned old man, extremely thin and all bent over. He looked like a frightening apparition. Only his left arm was normal. His right arm was bent and withered like the dry branch of a tree. It hung loosely down on one side of the body. That strange-looking person was slowly collecting fallen leaves from the ground with his left hand. Later I asked our monks who the old man was. I was told he is the man who slapped our Swami with his right hand many years ago. Shortly after slapping the Swami, his right arm started getting paralyzed. Eventually, it became completely emaciated and withered away like a dry twig. We have heard that he went to all kinds of doctors, but no one could help him. Here was an example of the effect of atyutkata karma. The wrongdoer could not escape the inexorable law of karma. It came back to punish him with full force. The second passage which I am reading is titled How to Comfort the Bereaved. A Swami in his early 40s was made the head of our ashrama in New Delhi. The ashrama had many devotees. Occasionally, some of them would lose their near and dear ones and come to the Swami seeking comfort. But the Swami felt unable to provide it. He realized that words, no matter how sympathetic, could not comfort a woman who had lost her only child. The Swami had great respect for an elderly and saintly monk of our order named Swami Saradeshananda, who lived in our Vrindavana ashram. This elderly Swami was a disciple of the Holy Mother, Sri Sarada Devi. The city of Vrindavan is not far from New Delhi. On one occasion, when the Swami of the New Delhi ashrama went to see Swami Saradeshananda in Vrindavan, he asked Swami Saradeshananda, Maharaj, how should I comfort a grief-stricken person when he or she comes to me for comfort? I am at a loss to know how any words of mine can possibly comfort them. I feel completely inadequate. Swami Saradeshananda replied, You don't have to say anything. During all these years of your monastic life, you must have found some inner peace. When bereaved people come to you, they will benefit from the peaceful state of your mind. Just by being in your presence, their minds will gradually become calm and peaceful. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.